Hey guys, on today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to curl the ends of your boho braids, and this is going to be a very detailed tutorial. So without taking too much of your time, let's dive into it. First of all, I'm going to show you how you roll the ends of your braids onto the rollers. The next clip, I'm going to show you a slow motion clips where you can actually see the right way to roll the extension into the rollers. Because if you don't roll it the right way, you might miss it. The toys might not come out the way you want it to be. So this is how you roll it. Basically how you roll the ends of your boho braids onto the rollers to create the coils at the end of your braid. So the next thing you want to do is to sort the ends of the braid. You know, when you're making your boho braids, when it gets too close to the ends of the braid, you leave a little section that you're going to curl. That's the section I'm picking right now. So when you're done with braiding, you pick all the ends of the braid, put together. That's the right time you're going to roll the ends onto the rollers to create that coils at the end of your braid. So just watch carefully what I'm doing. After doing that, this is going to be a slow motion clip. Then you take the rollers, depends on the coils that you actually want. If you want the coils to be smaller, use a smaller rollers. Or I'll show you another method. I will explain another method to you which you can use. So while you are doing that, make sure that you are squeezing the extension while you're rolling it into the roller. You're squeezing the extension slowly and roll it. Make sure it's tight. If it's not, you're not going to get a more defined curls. The reason why I use this particular rollers is because of the coil pattern, the coily extension that I added to this boho braid. If you see the coils, by the time I lose the coil, you will notice that the coils are actually almost the same. It was actually the same coil pattern with the coily rollers that I created and the coily extension that I used on the boho braid, if that makes sense. The next thing you want to do is to dip the hair you already rolled on the rollers into a hot water, and make sure that the water is very, very hot, like very, very hot, before dipping it into the braids so that you can have a more defined curls. If the water is not properly boiled or not properly hot, you might not get a proper defined curls, like a tight curls. So what I like to do next is to have a flannel at my other hand, and then just use it to drain out the water immediately the hair is coming out of the hot water. So if you don't have a proper bowl to dip the hair into, you can use any bowl of your choice. But what you need to do is to pour the water from the kettle onto the braid. But while you are doing this, please be careful not to pour the hot water on yourself or on your client's scalp. If you've watched this extent, it means you actually like this video, and if you do like this tutorial, please don't hesitate to give the video a thumbs up and support me by hitting on subscribe button. I do upload new videos every week at 2:45 p.m. So if you want to support me, please do me a favor by hitting on subscribe button. And also don't forget to drop a comment if you need any further questions or you want to ask me anything related to the tutorial. Please drop a comment and let me know in the comment section below if this tutorial actually helped. If you like this tutorial, this is one way you can actually support my channel. Thank you so much for doing that. So the next thing we'll be doing is taking the rollers out of the braids. And then the ends, I like to trim the ends, because when you trim the ends, it doesn't make the coil you've created at the end of the braid to tangle. So make sure you trim the ends of the coils that you just create on the end of the braid. After doing that, I like to use my fingers to separate the coils so it doesn't like tangle together. So you use your fingers to separate the coils so that I can blend into the coily extension that you actually use to make the boho braid. So this is how you basically curl the ends of your boho braid using just hot water, and this came out really, really beautiful. And so if you don't want to miss any of my tutorial, please support me by hitting on the subscribe button. Press on your notification bell for you to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So after taking off the rollers, I like to run my finger through the braid just to mix the both curls together. And after doing that, I trim the ends of the braid just to make sure that the ends of the braids are even. And if you're using the normal scissors, just slide your hand downward the way I'm trimming it right now, so you don't have a straight cut at the bottom. When you cut it straight at the bottom, it doesn't really look very nice, but when you slide your hand downward to trim it, it looks more beautiful. Look at how that ends look. You would not even realize that I actually created a separate curls at the end of this boho braid. It came out beautiful. So if you want to add curls to the ends of your braids or your boho braid, whatever braid you have on, this is the easy technique to add curls to your braids. And hope you guys like this video. If you do, please don't hesitate to give the video a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.